Students are at the heart of our work. Their success depends on supports for teachers and districts. This is an opportunity to recognize all of our hard work. These are some stories that represent the impact that our community has had on students.
I feel like it's a safe place to grow, to refine your practice, because there's never a feeling like we have to have all the answers. There's never a feeling like you should be doing this. It's kind of like, well, here's what we know. What might this look like in our classroom?
And we're all in the same boat. We're all looking at what can we do best for our kids in teaching and learning, and how can we improve as an educator. I mean, there's not one educator that doesn't want to improve their craft.
It's kind of like a brain trust, where everybody's coming together and sharing their thoughts. It just makes us feel global. It's the idea of being globalized. It's kind of like what I want to do here in class with my math workshop, where I know I have different learners at different levels, so I'm trying to push them all where they need to be, but at the same time differentiating. It's cool to have that happen to me as an educator, but still as a learner as well.
There's really truly a culture of helping to support and grow that implementation.
As members of the Math Network, we believe that our learning directly and positively impacts our districts.
If you're looking for a way to push people's thinking, if you're looking for a way to help move mathematical instruction forward, Math Network is a great place to start to have that dialogue in your districts. We really have seen more depth in our instruction as a result of some of the learning from Mishmi.
It is invaluable. The minute that teachers have training, knowledge, and clarity on what they are doing, they can use a tool like a curriculum textbook in a much different way than they ever used it before. If we are continually reflective on our practice, and then also that collaboration with peers, that we really can continue to learn. And the minute we become, I'm comfortable in something, we need to disrupt that comfort just a little bit, because there's always more to learn and gain.
For me, it truly gives me a common language, a common knowledge of what we're striving for in math. So when I'm back in the building, I can have conversations with teachers, I can see things in classrooms, and we can talk about them. We have representatives from every grade level coming to the Math Network. So we were very intentional about what we're going to bring back to our grade levels, and that was one way for us to get it back in the building, because you didn't want the learning to just live with the team.
So it's been nice to have someone to collaborate with at Mishmi from our building, because they know what challenges we face or what we're going through as a department here, but also that we were able to bring it back and share with our other math teachers who might not have been able to attend, and give them ideas and insights on how they might also incorporate a lot of the things that we've been learning.
So I feel like we're still on this exciting journey. We're meeting as teachers in the mornings, or bringing each other into the classrooms and sharing number talks with each other, and trying to collaborate more of how we can change things and grow with each other too.
As members of the Math Network, we believe in continually refining our craft.
There's time, and I think that is such a valuable or an invaluable thing as educators that we don't get. We're always racing to beat the clock, and that at these trainings we have time to really dig into the most important things for our math instruction. Going to the first math meeting, I was excited, I was ready to learn, thinking I'll learn a few things that will be great. But I feel like I don't remember math last year anymore. I feel like my classroom, the way I approach even planning math has changed, based on really focusing on the standards and the math practices, and just having more clarity myself. So I guess I just wanted always to grow in my teaching and learning in math, and I had no idea that I would grow quite this much through the process and the.
I think our involvement in the Math Network just allowed us to constantly be fed those small pieces of information that would help us grow as educators, so that we could then in turn feed one another those small pieces and feed them to our students. And it's that kind of constant little bits of practice and little bits of growth that helped us to really become comfortable and bloom and grow.
But really, my learning intention, my success criteria, my social learning targets, which I had not known about before the math network, as well as formative assessment, all have purpose and meaning, much more so than they did last year. I feel much more confident in my instruction this year because of the math network.
He's in my class, and it's really helped me. Just in terms of, I can't think of the math just in one way. I got to think of it in multiple ways, because what are my kids going to come up with for that activity or task?
As members of the Math Network, we believe all students deserve the opportunity to succeed.
The greatest impact has been on my students. They have really taken to the idea of accountable talk, of sharing their learning with one another. And so it's just been an amazing journey to watch them grow from students who may have been a little bit nervous about giving an answer and been hesitant to try something without writing it down, to very open and honest learners that can share and be excited about errors because they know that just means that we're able to grow.
Like the dialogue is far more sophisticated with our students. I listen to students describing their strategies. I feel like they're flexible in their thinking. I feel like they provide evidence to support their thinking. So I'm seeing a different level of student talk.
They're okay making mistakes in front of the class, and they really light up when they can say, oh, I changed my thinking. And to see that level of understanding has been huge. I feel like their work is the evidence that it's working for them. I think what people need to know is if they do get a chance to attend, it's definitely worth it.